Guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about boundaries. We are essentially going to be talking about how to set boundaries, how to actually set healthy boundaries, how to stop people pleasing and how to live your best life, because it is bloody important. So let's start with a very basic one-liner question, one-liner answer. What are boundaries? So basically boundaries are the limits that you define once you start saying no to things. It essentially defines what is acceptable and healthy for you and which doesn't drain you out of energy, which does not make you feel depleted, which does not make you feel tired or exhausted or unsettled. Once you start saying no to things, that's when you create boundaries. Once you start acknowledging what is acceptable to you and how thin you can stretch yourself, that's where you create your boundaries. Which brings me to my next point: why do we need boundaries? A very simple answer would be to find yourself. If you're looking to find who you truly are, you need boundaries. But boundaries also help you protect yourself emotionally, physically, mentally. So boundaries are actually very important. And I think the biggest reason that you should set boundaries for is to take responsibility for your own needs, emotionally, mentally, whatever. But to take responsibility of your own needs, you really need to set healthy boundaries, not only with others but with yourself as well, because it helps you respect your own values, your own opinions, even if they don't match with everyone else. But at the same time, it also helps you respect other people's opinions and values, even when you guys don't agree. So how does setting boundaries help? So I think the first one is it creates space in your life. So when you set a boundary, for example, you refuse to go out every night because you know it's not healthy for you, it's not serving you, you open up that space for other wonderful things to happen. Because otherwise we can be extremely busy in life and can be extremely caught up. But when we create certain boundaries, it can free up space for a lot of other things and we can actually do things that serve us. Then the second point is that boundary really helps you to be in tune with yourself. So the thing is, nobody has lived your experiences, nobody has felt things that you have felt, nobody has the same beliefs, same opinions as you, and nobody feels the same way about things as you do. But the thing is, we still seek other people's opinions, validation, and in that process we forget to seek our own validation. And why is that? Because we are constantly overextending ourselves for gaining approvals from others, which of course is a form of people pleasing. But if you have stronger boundaries, you will not need other people's validation in every small and big thing you do in life but your own. It really helps you validating your own needs and your own opinions more than everyone else's. The third point is it helps you stay true to yourself, because the stronger boundaries you have, the stronger ability of knowing what you want and what you don't want you will have, and the more you acknowledge those feelings, the better you'll get to know yourself. There are basically three types of boundaries. It's wants, needs, and hard boundaries. So wants are some things that you would like to incorporate, but they are not like do or die. There are needs that should be there because it will help you lead a better life, and there are hard boundaries, which is like nobody crosses a line over that, not even yourself. You cannot be flexible, you should not be flexible with any of these three types, but hard are like a big no. We will talk about it later in the video, but I just want you to remember there are three most basic types, and then you should also figure out what are your at least 2 or 3 boundaries that you want to create in each category. Whilst we are at this, let's also discuss what boundaries are not, because there's a lot of confusion about what boundaries are. So the first thing is, boundaries are not selfish acts. So if anything, is quite the opposite. It's an act of self-love. If you can give love and respect and honor other people's need, that's the least you owe to your own self. Creating boundaries is just respecting your own needs and giving yourself the love that you deserve. Because let's be honest, you will have the longest relationship with your own self, so why not make it the most amazing one as well? Because let's accept it, boundaries are not about others, it's about you. We should all be okay to disappoint others if if the otherwise is to disappoint ourselves. So rather than disappointing yourself, I think you should make peace that you are going to disappoint someone or the other in this process. Now let's talk about how to set effective boundaries and healthy boundaries. So the first thing is you should know where your time and energy is going, and you should also know what drains you out of energy. So you should always be really aware. If you go and have an encounter with someone, you should know how you come back from it, come out of it. If you feel drained, if you feel tired, if you feel mental fatigue, it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. So I think the first thing is you should write down every time you have felt restless, you felt unsettled, you felt anxious, you felt low on energy, you've not felt good about yourself. If you've spoken with someone, that's where you will know that you would need a boundary with that person or in that situation, but you should add reasons. For example, I will give you a very generic one. So I like eating popcorn a lot, and I like eating the sweet and salty popcorn a lot, but I don't really feel very good after eating those. So for example, I will always feel bloated, or I always feel guilty. It's just empty calories that I'm eating, which is not going to fill me up, which is not good for me. Once in a while it's fine, but every day I don't think it's a good thing. So it is a personal boundary that I have to create with food, and it needs to be healthy as well, right? So I will always write that eating popcorn, I need to create a boundary with it, but then it's like there's no reason to it, so I need to be very specific. So I will write how I feel after eating it. So I'll write I feel bloated, I feel guilty, I don't enjoy the experience afterwards. And then I could also write something else that I eat that I really like. For example, maybe pasta. So I can write how I feel happy after eating it, and how I savor every bite of it. So you could do those comparisons and write. So every time you have a strong reasoning, you just have to look at it, and once you want to overstep your boundary, you have a reason why you should not. This writing reason with the thing, with the area you want to create in boundary, will actually help you stay on focus, because every time you feel like it's fine, let me just do it today, you will refer to your list and see why exactly you shouldn't do it today. And I think this you should do for all the areas in your life. So your friends, your family, your physical health, mental health, your job, your body, your needs, and most importantly with your own self. We obviously do grow out of boundaries. So whilst we are creating boundaries, and whilst it's important, it's also very important to communicate them very effectively. So you need to tell your friends, your family, if you don't like something and if you don't want it to be a part of your everyday life, and you are trying to change something, you have to be very respectful, but you have to be very stern. And the final part that I was talking earlier is to learn how to let go of boundaries. So the thing is, as we learn to set boundaries, we need to learn to let go of them as well, the ones that do not serve us anymore. Maybe I need a different boundary. I don't know what it's about. So if that boundary is not serving me, it's not needed. You don't need to be rigid with your boundaries. They only come and serve a purpose, and once the purpose is served, you can fully let go of them, or partially keep them. You can just play around what suits you the best. It's not a hard and a fast rule, because as much good as we are trying to get out of boundaries, they do not serve us. They can do the reverse actually, and they can limit us from doing the best we can, because we'll be stuck with boundaries that do not serve us or are not important for us. But the most important part is always pay attention to things that zap you out of energy and they leave a knot in your tummy, because that's showing something, that's telling you something. It's a way of the body communicating to you that this is not the right environment for you. And as I said in the beginning of the video, the longest relationship you're going to spend with is with yourself. So we need to make it really beautiful and really amazing. And for that, we need to set boundaries of steel. And yeah, that is everything for this video. I hope this video really helps you, and helps you just with the thought process of creating boundaries, setting boundaries, and what you need to do and what you should do for your own self. Because once I started doing it, there was no going back, and I've realized how much I've been there for myself just by setting certain boundaries in stone that should have happened long time ago. But nonetheless, it's never too late. If you like this video, don't forget to smash a big thumbs up. If you'd like to stick around, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I shall see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.